Hi everyone, I hope you're doing fine. Welcome to this new video. So as you may know, it's the end of the year and I wanted to make this video in order to talk about some important points we have been through during the academic year 2021-2022. Some positive points, some negative points, and of course some issues that are actually or have been encountered by most teachers. So we're going to start with the positive points and then we move to the negative points. The first positive point I wanted to talk about is teaching small groups rather than teaching full classes. Actually, it's a very effective method. I liked it so much and I think most teachers did and still do. It allows the teacher to dominate better the class, to guide the pupils, to design some pair groups activities which are going to be successful, and it allows the pupils to be actually more comfortable and feel at ease while being in a small group, asking questions, because most pupils are asking questions. When they are in front of a large group, they are far of being annoyed by their classmates, especially when they are close to them. They can work in groups and in pairs, can ask questions without any timidity and shyness, and it's also good for the teacher. He or she can understand the profile of her or his pupils. She or he can monitor, guide. She can give or he can give pair and groups activities without any problem. She also can correct her pupils' copybooks or her pupils' papers without really getting tired from the large number of papers. So it's really effective method, and I think that you share my point of view. Second positive point that I wanted to talk about is the adapted yearly plannings. It means the lessons that have been actually removed in order to allow the teachers to reach the program before the end of the year. In adapting, or while they have adapted the yearly plannings, there are some lessons that have been removed and they're useless. Like, it's really good to remove some lessons which are actually maybe beyond the level of our pupils, or really useless, or maybe it's going to be repeated in the next year. So it's really good to remove some lessons. But if we examine the content of each program according to the years, we're going to see that there is a lack of harmony, I would say. There is the years, the program of the 4 years are not linked, and they should be linked. And the thing, for example, in first year, the thing that we saw in first year, we're going to see it in more details in the second year, not the opposite. And for example, if you take the program of third year, it's very light. If you compare it to the fourth year's program, it's the fourth year program is very full. It's exhaustive. It contains many grammar lessons. For example, if we take the program of second year, third year, and fourth year, don't talk about the first year. The second year program is really difficult for the pupils, and it's really confusing. It contains many lexical points, many grammar points. I would design this program for third year pupils, and then they're going to see in the next year, they're going to see more details, more topics, and so on and so forth, but they are just ready. But if we design this program to second year pupils who are really young, and then we give them a program which is really light in the third year, they're going to be shocked in the fourth year. They won't get ready, because the third year is like, there is nothing in the third year program. It's really light, and it's not fair, and there is no harmony between the years. Now I wanted to talk about the first year program. Program of first year needs to be reviewed. Like, frankly speaking, well, I'm not talking about the topics, okay, me and my friends, me and my family, me and my daily activities, me and my school. Oh, it's okay. I'm talking about the grammar. Some grammar points do not link and do not match with the sequence. For example, in the fourth sequence, me and my school, we're talking about rights and duties and so on and so forth. It's okay. But then in grammar, we find some lessons, for example, present continuous. What does present continuous have to do with rules and duties? I would introduce it in me and my daily activities because my pupils are going to talk about their daily routine, instead of including it in a sequence where there is no context for this grammar lesson. Now, I wanted to talk about the program of second year. Second year, we all know that it contains many things that shouldn't be actually tough for the pupils. So hard for them to learn the treatments, the illnesses, the sports, the body parts, many things which like really have to be actually removed. And I wanted to talk about the reading parts of the sequences, which are really bad, and I think that the text does not match to the topics of the sequence, and they are not interesting, and the pupils are not going to understand when they read. And because we are at each time, of course, we cannot be the slave of the books, okay, but at least you have to present something interesting in the books. Because if you present a really boring text, our pupils are going to hate the book. If they read something they don't understand, they're going to get like annoyed, they're going to get bored, and it's not really fair. We have to attract our pupils' attention by, of course, the materials that are in front of them, which are, for example, the books. Now we move to the program of like we said, that the program of third year is really light, and it's very easy, and we shouldn't it shouldn't be designed to third year pupils. If we talk about the fourth year program, the topics are just quite good, but I wanted to talk about the sequence where we talk about memories, and we talk about childhood memories and so on. We have already tackled this point in third year, the topic, and was like really contextualized, and I liked it. I liked the way it was presented in the third year program, but I didn't like the way it's presented in the fourth year program, especially when when the pupils have to refer to an historical figure, to an old figure, and to listen to her or to him talking about her old memories, and I think it's really boring. And the pupils are more interested in listening to their grandma or grandfather's memories, instead of listening to a historical figure talking about his or her memories, because it's not realistic, especially when someone is dead. Like, we're talking about the memories of someone who is dead. It's really illogical. Yes. So that's what I wanted to say. Actually, I don't teach this point to my pupils. I just try to simplify it and to, of course, adapt it according to their levels and according to their degree of understanding. But sometimes there are some things that are like confusing. You have to bear, and you have to take into consideration the level of our pupils in order to give them the best program. So that was like a general view of the programs. I just don't want to talk about it in details. I wanted to talk about something else, which is the CBA. And I have already asked you a question on my Facebook page about the extent to which you think that you have reached or you are applying the CBA approach in your classes. I think that 50% of teachers don't know about the CBA, especially for those who have actually not been trained during the summer period. Even if we are trained, I think that it's not really easy to apply this approach in our classes due to many reasons. Well, I'm not going to talk about the CBA approach because I just want maybe to make a video about it. But I think that in most classes, the first and the last objective of any teacher, and I do agree with you, is to dominate the class, is to make it silent, is to explain the lesson in the silence. And you want, by the end, your pupils to ask you some questions if something is not understood. And then they're going to write and copy down the lesson. This is the way we teach, and we are teaching. And it's really a very bad method of teaching, but we have no choice. It's this way or no way. It's this way or nothing. Because one of the premises or one of the principles of the CBA approach is, of course, to elicit from our pupils, before we start the lesson, we have to prepare our pupils for the new topic. We have to elicit from them, we have to brainstorm in order to, this is going to pave the way actually to the lesson. But when we search, when we seek, when we are looking for reaction, when we are looking for some output, we find no output. We find no answer. We find no response. We are in front of pupils, not all, but most of them are not coming to school to learn. Well, I know that it's the case of most teachers. I'm just saying things clearly because I know that some teachers have don't have maybe the courage to say it, and I say it really with no problem. Today's pupils are looking for the result. It means they are looking for getting 10 and moving to the next year. They don't care about the teacher, and they don't care about the lessons, and they don't care about their copybooks, and they don't care about their understanding, their culture, their background. They just look for 10 to pass to the next year. And there are those who are really anywhere, and they don't really care about the results or the marks. And it's really, I'm really sad to say this. I just want to say things honestly. I don't want to give the perfect image of myself. I'm the best teacher and my pupils are the best and they understand very good my lessons, and I dominate my class. Of course I dominate my class. It's the least thing I can do. But are these pupils aware of the situation? Do they understand at least 50% of the lessons? Do they have the motivation to learn? Do they have the motivation to understand? Do they like the language? Do they like to come to school? Do they love studying? This is the question that I always ask to myself when I see some behaviors. Really, it's really sad. And it's really, I'm not really happy to say this, but it's really sad. Well, but still, we are not going to cross our arms. We just try to make efforts in order to at least try to apply 10, 20, 30% of the CBA approach, trying to elicit it from our pupils in order to make them get prepared for the topic, applying the framework of each skill, applying the lesson plans, adapting the lesson plan when, of course, the lesson is not clear, designing activities which are actually which should be graded, means from easy to difficult, sticking to the principles of each activity, form-based, meaning-based, etc. Not ignoring the skills and the sub-skills. Listening is listening. You have to make your pupils listen twice and 3 times, and then by the end you have to make them speak, because listening is a receptive skill and speaking is a productive skill. So they have to speak after they listen, not write, because the pupils are when you ask them to write, it's as if you ask them to, I don't know what. They avoid making them write at each time because they're going to get bored. They have to write in the writing lesson. And of course, sometimes they have to write some sentences, some small paragraphs, but not just writing. So speaking is or comes after listening, and writing comes after reading, and grammar should be contextualized with the pronunciation lesson too. So you have to know the principles of CBA, you have to know what is a lesson plan, you have to know how to apply the lesson plan. I wanted to talk about the results of the third term. So for me, first year, they were like really satisfying. Third year, satisfying. Fourth year, it depends, you know, fourth year pupils are not just like the levels, the results are not stative, they change. But when we talk about second year, the results were very bad. Here we are going to understand that the pupils, of course, there is like small part of responsibility that we're going to actually stick to the pupils, but the program is not good. The program should be actually reviewed, because the results really were very bad, not bad, very bad. The pupils cannot, the level of our pupils and the age too, cannot allow them to talk about health, to talk about treatment, to talk about illnesses, to talk about flu, about asthma, about cough, about, believe me, it's not fair to design this program to second year pupils. So another problem I wanted to talk about is writing. Our pupils have really serious difficulties at writing a piece of writing. They don't know how to, they have no ideas, they don't know how to design and how to organize the paragraph. They don't know how to introduce the paragraph, what is the development, where is the conclusion. They don't know how to introduce the verb, which verb to introduce, which tense to introduce. They don't like make the difference between a pronoun and a personal pronoun and a possessive adjective and a verb and an adjective, and it's a very big problem. We have to teach our pupils, even fourth year, we have to teach them the basics of writing. Like, we have to make them write at each time, especially at home, give them homework. They have to write a lot, even not writing about the topic or not giving the lesson, which is supposed to be by the end of the sequence. They have to write some sentences, especially in grammar lesson. We have to know how to make them write using the grammar points they have actually learned. And I know it's not enough, because they need to start from the basic of English in order to know how to write something. I think they have the same problem in Arabic and French. It's not the problem of English only, but we have to, together as teachers, to find ways in order to enhance their writing productive skill, because it's a very important skill. It's the only skill they're going to rely on when they go to university. Talking about my own experience, if I was not good at writing, I wouldn't have actually got those good marks at university, because writing is, talk about English, French, Arabic, means those who are going to follow literally streams. Writing is very important. They have to know how to use and invest their ideas in writing, like with a paper and a pen, and it's like a very big problem. As I said, we as teachers have to find ways in order to enhance their writing skill. Thank you so much, my dear followers, for watching this video. Inshallah, I'm going to finish the remaining lesson plans that I have already not presented on my channel. I have actually tackled the most common issues encountered this year. If you have any issues and problems or questions, you have to send me via Facebook page or in the comments. I'm going to try to do my best in order to answer your questions. Thanks again for watching this video. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye.